Number 10. Helix Bridge, Singapore. It doesn't just take you across the water, it takes you into the future. The Helix Bridge, opened in 2010, is one of Singapore's most unique landmarks. Inspired by the double helix structure of human DNA, its design is a symbol of life, growth, and connection. Made of glass and steel, the bridge twists and turns beside Marina Bay, glowing with soft lights at night. But behind its modern look is a deeper story. Singapore, once a small trading port, has grown into a global city known for innovation and vision. The Helix Bridge reflects that journey, from tradition to technology, from past challenges to future possibilities. Connects the Marina Center with Marina South, linking people, cultures, and ideas. Today, families walk across it, joggers pass under its curves, and visitors stop to admire the view of the city skyline. The Helix Bridge is more than steel and science. It's a reminder that even in a fast-moving world, beauty can still follow a perfect pattern. Number 9. Rialto Bridge, Venice, Italy. It rises over the water like a piece of art, still, strong, and timeless. The Rialto Bridge is the oldest bridge across the Grand Canal in Venice, Italy. It was completed in 1591, made entirely of stone, replacing earlier wooden versions that had collapsed or burned. At the time, many believed it would fall. Its single-arch design seemed impossible, but more than 400 years later, it still stands. Once the heart of Venice's trade district, the bridge connected markets on both sides of the canal. Merchants, nobles, and fishermen all crossed its steps daily. Today, it's still full of life, lined with small shops and echoing with footsteps. The Rialto Bridge is more than just a crossing. It's a stage where the past still walks with the present. Gondolas glide beneath it, tourists lean over it, and the city's story flows through it, slow and eternal. In a city built on water, the Rialto Bridge reminds us what holds it all together: balance, beauty, and belief. Number 8. Akashi Kaikyo Bridge, Japan. It stretches across the sea like a line of strength and silence. The Akashi Kaikyo Bridge, also known as the Pearl Bridge, connects the city of Kobe to Hawaii Island in Japan. It is the longest suspension bridge in the world, with a main span of nearly 2 kilometers. Before it was built, ferries carried people across the Akashi Strait. But in 1955, a disaster changed everything. A powerful storm overturned 2 ferries and took the lives of over 160 people. That tragedy led to a decision. A bridge must be built, strong enough to survive anything. Construction began in 1988 and took 10 years to complete. Engineers faced earthquakes, typhoons, and fierce ocean currents, but they never gave up. The bridge was finally opened in 1998. It stands today as a symbol of resilience, innovation, and Japanese precision. Built to move with the wind, built to withstand powerful earthquakes, and built to last. Every day, thousands drive across it, often without realizing the history beneath their wheels. The Akashi Kaikyo Bridge is more than just a road over water. It's a quiet monument to lives lost and the human will to protect the future. Number 7. Millau Viaduct, Millau, France. It doesn't just cross a valley, it rises above the clouds. The Millau Viaduct, in southern France, is one of the tallest bridges in the world. At its highest point, it stands even taller than the Eiffel Tower. It was opened in 2004, after years of planning and engineering. The goal, to solve a simple problem: heavy traffic through the small town of Millau. But the solution became a masterpiece. Designed by Norman Foster and Michel Verlogo, the bridge floats like a ribbon over the Tarn Valley, elegant, light, and almost silent. Made of steel and concrete, it stretches for nearly 2.5 kilometers. But it doesn't just connect 2 sides of a road. It connects nature and technology, function and beauty. Today, drivers cross it in minutes, but to those who look up, it feels like a line drawn across the sky. The Millau Viaduct is a modern wonder, proof that even in today's world, we can still build things that leave us breathless. Number 6. Charles Bridge, Prague, Czech Republic. It begins in silence. Stone arches rising from the river, watched by saints and shadows. The Charles Bridge in Prague has stood since the 14th century. It was built under the rule of King Charles IV, using sandstone blocks and medieval precision. Each stone was placed with care, and according to legend, even eggs were mixed into the mortar to make it stronger. For centuries, This bridge was the only way across the Vltava River, a lifeline for the city. Kings marched across it, merchants sold their goods on it. And now, travelers take photos where knights once rode. The bridge is lined with 30 statues, each one telling a story from Prague's past. Stories of saints, martyrs, miracles and mystery. Today, the Charles Bridge is more than a tourist spot. It's a place where time slows down, where past and present walk side by side. Every morning, it greets the sunrise. Every night, it stands quietly, just as it has for over 600 years. Stone, history, magic. This is Charles Bridge, the heart of Prague. Number 5. Ponte Vecchio, Florence, Italy. It's more than just a bridge. It's a living street floating over the river. The Ponte Vecchio, or Old Bridge, has stood in Florence, Italy since the 1300s. Built across the Arno River, it's one of the few bridges in the world that still has shops along its sides. But it hasn't always been peaceful. Over centuries, the bridge survived floods, wars, and the passing of empires. Even during World War II, when retreating German forces destroyed every other bridge in Florence, they left Ponte Vecchio standing. Why? Some say it was spared by direct orders. Others believe it was simply too beautiful to destroy. Today, the bridge is filled with jewelry shops, artists, and travelers. It echoes with laughter, footsteps, and the quiet rhythm of time. Locals cross it like any street. Visitors cross it like a dream. The Ponte Vecchio doesn't just connect two sides of Florence. It connects the past with the present, stone by stone, story by story.
This stuff makes me nauseous, losing what they taught us, gotta tread real cautious.
Number 4. Sydney Harbour Bridge, Sydney, Australia. They call it the Coathanger, but the Sydney Harbour Bridge is much more than a nickname. When it opened in 1932, it was the biggest steel arch bridge in the world. It connected the north and south of Sydney, a city divided by its beautiful harbor. But building it wasn't easy. It took 8 years, over 1,400 workers, and more than 6 million hand-driven rivets. Many lost their lives, but what they built would stand forever. When the bridge finally opened, it was a celebration of unity and hope, right in the middle of the Great Depression. Today, the Sydney Harbour Bridge is not just a way across the water. It's a symbol of Australia itself. Strong, open, welcoming. Every New Year's Eve, fireworks light up the arch. Every morning, cars, trains, and walkers cross it, chasing dreams in the city beyond. It's a bridge between places, a bridge between people, and a reminder that great things take time, courage, and steel.
It's like a glitch I can't control, someone's fucking at my door.
Number 3. Brooklyn Bridge, New York City, USA. In a city that never stops moving, one bridge has stood still for over a century. The Brooklyn Bridge opened in 1883, a time when New York was still finding its shape. It was the first steel wire suspension bridge ever built, a dream of connection between Manhattan and Brooklyn, once divided by the East River. It wasn't easy. Its designer, John Roebling, died before construction began. His son, Washington Roebling, took over and watched the bridge rise, brick by brick, from his hospital bed. His wife, Emily, became his voice, carrying messages to the workers every day. The bridge took 14 years to build. When it opened, people didn't trust it, so to prove its strength, a man led 21 elephants across it. Today, no one doubts it. The Brooklyn Bridge has become a symbol of New York's spirit, bold, resilient, and full of history. Every day, thousands walk across it, some chasing dreams, some just taking in the view. But few realize they're walking across a story of struggle, vision, and the courage to build something that lasts. Number 2. Tower Bridge, London, England. It's not just a bridge, it's a gateway to London's soul. The Tower Bridge, standing proudly over the River Thames, has been one of the city's most iconic sights since 1894. Back then, London was booming. The city needed a bridge that could let tall ships pass without stopping traffic. So they built this marvel, a drawbridge with 2 towering arms, held together by strength and style. At the time, it was a symbol of innovation, powered by steam, steel, and British pride. And today, it's still one of the most recognized bridges in the world. Tourists walk across it, red buses roll through it, and sometimes, the bridge still rises, just like it did over a century ago, to let the river breathe. Beside the Tower of London and the city skyline, Tower Bridge remains a perfect mix of past and present. Stone, steel, story. A bridge that doesn't just connect land, it connects time. Number 1. Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco, USA. It stands like a flame above the water, bold, red, and unshaken. The Golden Gate Bridge isn't just San Francisco's most famous landmark. It's a symbol of American ambition. Opened in 1937, during the Great Depression, it was called impossible by many. Strong tides, fierce winds, and deep waters made building it a massive challenge. But engineers and workers didn't stop. They built through fog, through fear, and through the unknown. When it was finished, it was the longest suspension bridge in the world. People came from across the country just to walk across it. Today, the Golden Gate still connects San Francisco with Marin County. But more than that, it connects generations. From World War to ships sailing beneath it, to tourists taking selfies on it. This bridge has seen history move beneath its towers. And when the fog rolls in, and all you see is red steel vanishing into white, it reminds us how far humanity can reach when it refuses to give up.